Hello, teacher. Good evening. Hi, teacher. Good evening.
Okay, welcome. I hope that you can hear me. And I hope that you are able to start class.
Hi, teacher. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Okay, we're gonna start it today. This is the last topic. We're gonna go back to remember, conditionals. But let's finish this last topic first, and then we're gonna have a review. Okay, so for this topic, the idea is we have time clauses. So if you remember yesterday, we were combining two sentences, two ideas, but they were connected in a direct way. I mean, it was a condition to something else happens, right? So in this case, we have two ideas, but maybe it's not a result, okay? But they have a connection. So when we want to connect ideas, we can do this kind of clauses. The idea of this is not just to use one by one, okay? One sentence, could. Other sentence, could. Other sentence, could. In the idea of using this is that we can use together two ideas connected. Maybe in this case is a little bit different than yesterday's class, because yesterday's class, the connection was about the result, right? The result of something. But in this case, it's not necessarily a result, but it's connected. For example, before I get to job, I have to take a shower. Or as soon as get to job, I have to take a shower. In this case, make no sense the second, right? Remember that the second is tan pronto como. Before I get to job, I have to take a shower. So in this case, those are the words or the expressions or the words that we can use to connect the two ideas. Okay, we are connected. Get to job, one activity. Have to take a shower, second activity. okay? But we need to put it together. We need to have a relation between both. So I can do that connection or that relation with this kind of words. Before I get to job, I have to take a shower. Once or until. Do you remember? Until is a certain point, right? And once, one time. So which one do you think that is the correct? Once you paid for the material, you can start using it, or until you paid for the material, you can start using it.
Until, teacher?
You paid, yes, right? Make more sense. Because once you pay the material, in this case, because it means, right, una vez, but it's not, it's more like we are counting. So I think this is the best option that you said. Okay, thanks. But you see, the idea is that we can connect the two first idea and second idea. And with this word that we can use before or in the middle, you can see the position here, we connect, right? We connect. That's the point. To start using or knowing those words that make a relation, make a connection between two. And what is the difference? La diferencia es, ayer conectábamos también, right? Pero ayer la conexión era siempre resultado de una de la otra. Consecuencia una de la otra. And in this case, as you can see, it's not necessarily a consequence, right? Or a result. In this case, it's just do a connection. Okay? Not necessarily. Can be until you pay for the material, you can start using it. Podría ser, lo podríamos ver como consecuencia, primero pago y el otro. Some of them are similar, because I can say, if you pay the material, you can start using it, right? Or when you pay the material, you can start using it. You see, podría tener esa relación con lo que veíamos ayer, because in this case, it can be a consequence, right? But before I get to job, I have to take a shower. En ese caso no es una consecuencia. No es el resultado. Es una conexión entre las dos actividades. Una antes de la otra. So you see, that's the difference. Algunas pueden. Esa conexión puede aparecer siempre como una cierta condición. So we have different options, right? Like in this case, this example. We can use if, we can use when, or we can use as Mr. Fuentes said, until. You see? En este caso, la 2, podría sustituirlo por when o if. Acuérdense que when and if era lo mismo. Okay, I mean, podría que generarme una condition. Y este caso, esta oración conecta con una condition. But not this one, right? Not the first. So that is the point, that not always we continue connecting, but not necessarily as a consequence. Just maybe in this case, a connection or any other type of relation. Let's see number 3. Give the chance after you know how much the total is, or give the change, before you know. Obviously, right? I think in this case, it's very obvious the answer, that we won't give the change, right? We will give after. Okay, give the change after you know how much the total is. So one action is give the change. And the other is to know how much the total is. So we are connecting two ideas. Number 4, all the workers can go until they finish their work or before they finish their work. Until or before. Well, it depends, right? It depends. If the manager is generous, can be before. But most of the time is this the option, right? The most common situation is this option. Okay, you have to do it until finish, right? They finish, not before. Okay, maybe after, right? In this case, will be something similar. All the workers can go after they finish their work, but not this one. Okay, so that is, this is not, as I said yesterday, this is not a long topic, you know. It's just to know to start using or continue using this kind of little words that help to do connection between two ideas. Something additional to the condition, okay? But similar because we are doing connections. Okay, so I don't know if anybody has a question, a comment. Well, I think this is just to follow company phone, address, vendorship. This is to describe an order, right? Purchase order. Remember that purchase is like the thing that you buy, compra, right? Compra, purchase. And well, details, quantity, unit price. This is an exercise to fill this order. Remember that in this unit you were let's say using some elements in different areas like accounting, in this case sales, maybe storage, right? I don't know, different kind of orders, forms, etc. Okay, so in this case, this is another, let's say, form of an order, but nothing complicated. So we're gonna continue with a couple of examples more of the time clauses. You can see here before, and we have after, and in the book you have before, right? Before, as soon as, tan pronto como, once, but in this case no, before, and we have in this case after. Because we can do a connection, as I said here in the last example. All the workers can go after they finish their work. It could be another possibility, right? Until or after they finish their work. So here we have something similar, just we are adding after. And you see here, okay, before we have a baby, we will buy a house. He won't quit his job until he wins the lottery. He won't quit his job. After we retire, we are going to travel. Okay, so it's a connection. Maybe it's not specifically a condition 100%, right? But it's a connection. Okay, and I have, well, that's it. That's it with that topic. And it was all the the what? All the examples in the book. For this, I didn't bring additional exercises because we still have interchange parts that we can study, listening, speaking, etc. And the additional information about the verbs that I told you in the song. So that's why I didn't bring extra material like many times I do, right? But in this case, I didn't because of that. Okay, so just this exercise. The point is that it's not something that we have to understand or it's not complicated. It's just to remember that we can do a connection between two ideas with other words, right? No solo por una condición, like the one that we studied yesterday, if, right? If, que era ayer la condición, o when, y tenía un resultado de esa condición totalmente amarrado. But in this case, no, right? No es una condición y no es un resultado necesariamente. Aunque podría ser similar, pero este es como más abierto. No cierra tanto a condición y resultado conectados. Condición y consecuencia. Not in this case, maybe just a connection, as I said at the beginning. Okay? And those are the words that you can use. Okay, so let me... okay. That's it with this topic. What else here? Well, you see here, this is with the vocabulary, funding your purchase, managing your cash, funding your sales, stock of goods. Remember that in this case, goods is products. Okay, no es bueno, it's products. Not just because it's in plural, but maybe in singular, it's producto. No just bueno. Okay, receiving payments. Okay, but this is extra. Their end, balance sheet, equality statement, monthly report once a year. Okay, which of them? Maybe this one, right? We can do this one. Okay, so maybe we can solve this. Which, according to the vocabulary that we were studying, right? And you know now, which of these are activities at monthly and which are, let's say, once a year? For example, the balance sheet. Do you have idea? Maybe just idea, right? Because honestly, I'm not sure about all of them. Obviously, in this case, number 5, annual budget is annual, so once a year, obviously. But what about balance sheet?
I think that monthly report.
Yes, right, maybe. Sounds monthly, yeah. I think too, because I'm not sure. Okay, income statements. Anybody idea?
Monthly report too.
Yes, right, because we need to know just until the end of the year. Okay, yeah, we need to know how much money we have. Equity statement. Maybe annual, right? Annual, I think. Annual budget, obviously, and cash flow statement. Do you think it's necessary? Monthly or once a year?
Monthly.
Monthly, well, okay, as I said, honestly, I just have an idea, but I'm not sure. So if you think it's monthly, can be, right? Can be. Okay, thanks, Mr. Fuentes. Okay. Mr. Fuentes. Okay, well, you see, this is just a review, so that's what and this is the last page that you have. And in this case, this is part of your activity, okay? This is exercise 1 or exercise 2, I don't remember. Okay, so look, something important. In this case, we have 2 questions, right? We have 2 questions, and it says, write complete sentences. So this is one part. But if I said, do you like working in big groups? Yes, I like working in big groups. Okay, this is part 1, that you wrote complete sentence. But in that answer, you are not telling why. Okay, so be careful. If you want to get the full score, you need to answer both. Okay, so it says write complete sentences. ¿Qué significa? Que básicamente voy a repetir. Do you like working in big groups? Yes, I like working in big groups. Porque estas no son WH, right? Entonces puedo contestar, tengo el permiso de contestar sí o no. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Pero aquí no me pide complete sentences. Entonces, si yo contesto sí o no, pues puntos menos. ¿Ok? Porque no estamos repitiendo ni siguiendo la indicación que dice complete sentences. It means basically repeat. Are you eager about sharing your ideas? Yes, I am. I'm always eager about sharing my ideas. Eso sería casi repetir la full sentence, la complete sentence. Pero eso es una parte. La otra parte, no, ahí no estoy respondiendo por qué. ¿Ok? Do you like working in big groups? No, I don't. I don't like working in big groups because, ahí sí ya voy con la parte 2. Because I think people, let's say, start working individually, or because it's hard to organize with a lot of people. Sometimes people don't have the interest, okay, etcétera, right? Different reasons. Y en todas tengo que tener el cuidado de contestar el por qué, no solo sí o no en la forma larga. So be careful, right? Tenga cuidado de que está contestando en la forma larga, no solo yes y no, y que también incluye el por qué. En todas, ¿ok? To get the full score. This is exercise 1 or 2, I don't remember, of your last unit 4. Okay? Well, in this case, right, what do you do if? Okay, let me see. Okay, I'm gonna do it volunteer because I feel like if I'm just giving class to Mr. Fuentes, okay, because he's the only active. So I won't call anybody because I don't know, right? So I'm gonna do it voluntarily. Okay, if someone else answered, we're gonna finish this part. If nobody else answers, maybe 2 with Mr. Fuentes, right? So voluntarily, if you are around, if you are active, what do you do if you have extra money? What do you do if you have extra money? Remember, conditionals. That's what we were studying yesterday. If I have extra money, I buy, or as I save money, I save the money, I save the extra money. Or if I have extra money, let's say I invite everybody around me at home to have dinner. I don't know. Or I share, etc. That's an example, right? How to answer. So if anybody has an answer? What do you do if you have extra money?
If I have extra money, I go to the restaurant with my family.
Okay, excellent.
I go to the mall. I buy a lot of clothes.
For you or for your family?
For me and for my wife.
For you and for your dad or your family. What did you say? Excuse me.
And for me, I buy clothes for me and for my wife.
For your wife. Excuse me. I listened for my
Yeah.
dad. Okay.
Uh,
Okay. So good. Okay. You think in sharing, right? Excellent. Anybody else around? Or nobody else around? Okay, let's continue. What do you do if you have free time? Oh, this is a good one. What about, what do you do, Mr. Fuentes? What do you do if you have free time?
I go out
To the
with
mall.
my friends. With my friends uh, at the park, and we play basketball and football.
Okay. How often do you play basketball or football? How often?
Mm, once a week
It's often.
or yes, or twice a month.
Okay. What do you play more often? Basketball or football? Soccer.
We we play more basketball.
Okay, basketball. Okay, great. Okay, so you must be tall. Are you tall, Mr. Fuentes?
Uh, no mucho,
Tall. No.
no mucho.
No. Okay. Yeah, because I heard that people who play basketball, they are tall. Okay, yeah, that's what I asked. Okay, so let's see. What do you do? Choose one of these three, mister, to do the last one. One of those three. Need extra money, wake up very late, or are on vacation. What do you do if you choose one to answer?
If I need extra money, I work extra.
Okay, I work extra
I
hours.
work extra hours. Yeah,
Okay,
and that's all
that's
in
all.
this case.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So that's the one that you choose. But okay, the last one. If you wake up very late, what do you do? If you wake up very late, if I wake up very late, I call to work to say that I will be late. Okay, I drive
okay.
fast. I drive fast, or I call an Uber. I call a taxi,
And
or I
I
don't take. I don't take a shower
or I don't go.
to work.
No voy al trabajo. I don't
Oh,
go to
really?
work
Okay, well, I don't. Yeah, if I wake up very late, I don't go
very
to
late.
work.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that is let's say uh an example, right, of just to remember conditionals, okay, and remember present two ideas, okay, and a result of one situation, the result of that situation. Okay, this is just to remember. And this is the last page in your book, guys. With this, we're gonna finish the book, the topics in Unit 4 and level 4, right? Or 5. What's this level? Excuse me. 4 or 5? 5? 4.
Level 4.
Okay, level 4, excuse me. Okay, so this is the last topic of level 4 for you. Okay, so this is part of your activity. And we're gonna do, okay, I'm gonna send a link for you so you can do this example. Okay, are you watching the presentation or the exercise? Mr. Fuentes, are you watching the presentation or the exercise?
I watched the presentation.
You're watching the presentation. Okay, so
Yeah.
let me change. And now? Can you see the exercise? Okay,
yeah.
Good. Okay, so this is the exercise of the last, right? To close, definitely review or everything in Unit 4 in your book. This, you're gonna do this individually, please, so you have to do the connection. If I listen to music, what happens? Okay? Look, here we have the condition. This is the point. Idea number 1 and idea number 2. So we have the conditions here because we have if, right? Therefore, we have those are the conditions. The column number 1 are conditions. Remember that we can use it at the end, but in this case, they are at the beginning. The conditions, I mean. Okay? And you're gonna match what is the result. That's it. And just remember and observe 2 ideas, 1 idea, 2 ideas, and present, because it's something certain, okay? Algo cierto, algo real. So present. That's it, what you have to remember. Okay, so let me share the link for you. Let me see. Okay, just let me answer. Okay, now, sorry, but I haven't seen the message or a message, so I am answering. Okay, so, but now, because I haven't opened the chat, but okay, so now let me share the link. Okay, there we have the link, and I'm gonna share it in the group too. Okay, I'm gonna give you maybe 4 minutes for you to work.
I don't, teacher.
You're done. Okay?
Send the answer at the chat.
Please.
Okay.
Can you send it, Mr. Fuentes? Well, if you can't, no problem. Just tell me, how was it?
Excuse me, teacher.
Can you send it? Ah, in this chat,
Yes.
sorry. Yeah,
Yes.
I was
Yes.
looking at WhatsApp. Okay. So here, sorry, Mr. Fuentes. I didn't see. I was waiting for your answers. Okay. I haven't seen this chat. Sorry. And I was waiting, waiting. Okay, so if I listen, okay, correct, excellent. Those are the correct options, right? Situations and results. You see, if I listen to music, I start to sing along. That one possibility, right? Let's say if you give me candy, I am very happy for some people. If I feel sick, I go to the doctor. Some situations that are real, right? That are real. Okay. And we have another. Okay. Okay, I think nobody else will send anything. So let's continue. We're gonna continue
I
with.
sent my results.
Yeah, I said we have
sent it.
another.
Okay.
I said we have another, and I think nobody else. I think we have another, and it's okay. And I think nobody else will send. Okay? Yeah, I said. Okay, so nobody else, I think, just those. So let's continue, guys. We're gonna go back to the topic, okay, of how to use two verbs together, the extra part. Okay, so with that exercise, we are over with your book and with your topics. Okay, today I did some feedbacks, and the book at the end has a couple of feedbacks. Okay, so That's it. Okay. We can go to the extra part that is very important. So I'm gonna play the song again and I'm gonna mention each of those verbs. So maybe you can take notes, right? And remember that we have, okay, I'm gonna give you the list. Okay. We won't have time to explain all of them, but at least you will know some of them. Okay, let me write here. We can say it. Okay. We mentioned, right, yesterday's song, and we said gerund only. Do you remember which we knew? The first that we use with gerund? After what verbs we use gerund? After what verbs we use gerund? That we mentioned in the previous classes.
After need.
No, gerund.
Ah, okay.
It means with ing, mister.
Verb to be.
No. Remember, guys, that we said that we have, in the book, we have just I don't remember, just two, I think. They were not a lot. Look for your notes. No? Okay, dislike, for example, right? Dislike is a gerund only. Dislike. I stop sharing. So it would be dislike. That this was in the book. The other that is gerund only. Keep. Feel like. Remember that I said that feel like is tener ganas de, right? I feel like going out. I feel like playing soccer. I feel like watching a movie. I feel like drinking a coffee. Okay? We have suggest, recommend, okay? And explain. Okay, so those are gerund only. So it means that after they, we're gonna use ing. Now I'm gonna give you some other, right, of infinitive only. Do you remember what was in let's say the meaning, not the translation, right? But the idea when we said infinitive only? Do you remember? What happened when we said infinitive only? It means what? It means that after those verbs, we're gonna use to before the next. What are the verbs that I mentioned?
Need,
Exactly, excellent. Need.
like.
In that case, it's
No,
possible, but in that case, it's both.
Okay.
Want.
Have.
Have, correct. Okay, good. Those are the ones that we mentioned. So I'm gonna give you some other. For example, can be promise, can be hope, can be learn, can be plan. Okay, mean, ask. I think you can see right anymore. There are many that comes to my mind. Maybe here another. Let me see. Sing. Okay. Wait. Etc. Right? We have many. So we have, it means that I'm going to say, I need to go, I want to go, I have to go, promise to go, I hope to go. Okay, I learn to go fast. I plan to go. He seems to go. I wait to go. No, in that case, make no sense, right? But that's the idea. Wait to apply, for example. Wait to participate. What else? Wait to understand. I don't know. So you see the difference? In this case, dislike working late. I dislike working late. Working late. I need or I want to work late. I have to work late. I recommend to work late. I recommend working late. I feel like working late this next year. Tengo ganas de trabajar hasta turnos tarde, hasta tarde. Tengo ganas de, se me antoja. I feel like working late next year. For example, right? Oh, you know, I dislike working late. So next year, I won't take night shift. Okay? No voy a tomar horarios nocturnos. I dislike working late. So you see the difference when it's gerund only and when it's infinitive only. And only because we don't have the option, remember, only because we don't have the option to do the complement, right? If it is dislike working, I can say dislike to work. If it is need to work, it can't be need working. That's why we are using the word only. Okay? Gerund only, infinitive only. Yes, just to give you more examples, as I said, right? This is to give you more examples. I promise to go. I hope to go. I learned to speak more. I learned to speak English. I learned to get up early. Okay. I plan to continue studying English. I plan to do a party. Okay. I mean, do you know the meaning of mean?
Significa.
Yes, correct. But we have mean. Okay, that's a good point because we have more than one use. You can say, what does it mean, right? In the question. Let's stop in this verb, mean. So we can say, for example, what does it mean? So in that case, as Mr. Fuentes said, is Mr. Fuentes significar, right? What does it mean? Okay, but we have some other uses. For example, querer decir o tener la intención de hacer o de decir algo. Do you remember the song? I think it says, I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't mean to hurt you. See, I think we're gonna listen again. But pay attention to that part. It says, I didn't mean to hurt you. So it means no significa, right? Make no sense. If we use that meaning, make no sense. No significar dañarte, no, right? So in that case is tener la intención o querer. I didn't mean to hurt you. No quise, no tuve la intención de dañar. Okay, so mean can be that, tener la intención de o querer decir algo. Another expression that you can use is, what do you mean? What do you mean, Mr. Fuentes? What do you mean, Mr. Fuentes? So in that case, we said, ¿qué quiere decir? ¿A qué se refiere? Okay, what do you mean? This is very common when we don't understand something or when we don't have the idea clear. This is a good expression. For example, if he gives me a sentence, right? If you give me a sentence, Mr. Fuentes, that make no sense for me. So let's say I yesterday very fast. And I will say, I'm trying, I'm trying to make the connection in my brain, in my mind, but I didn't catch. I don't have the idea. So I can say, what do you mean, Mr. Fuentes? ¿Qué quiere decir? Okay? Because I don't know what you said. I didn't understand. I don't have clear the idea. Or maybe we have a problem, right? And you are talking about something that I don't agree. I'm going to change the intonation. What do you mean? Okay. ¿A qué te referís con eso? ¿Qué quieres decir? Si alguien
Teacher,
habla como entre cosas. Yes?
The questions is, what
missing.
you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Lo digo,
Yes.
pero no lo escribo. Okay. Okay, so what do you mean? Ya sabes que yo soy mala escribiendo, typing. Se me como letras, palabras y todo. Okay, so what do you mean? So in that case, can be as I was explaining, right, the intonation. The intonation. Or you can change here, right? Of course. What does she mean? Se perdió el mean. Ok. What does she mean? Ah, no, afuera, abajo está. Let me see. No, aquí doesn't. Okay, what does she mean? Well, that's it, right? I can write it. I can write it here. But it says, what does she mean? What does she mean? ¿De qué habla? ¿Qué quiere decir? ¿A qué se refiere? Okay? So, or another expression can be, you know what I mean. Okay? Let's say if you are pretending something and for example, that you told me, Mr. Fuentes, about something about one coworker, right? And then we are talking about that person. And you said, well, I don't know. Okay, no, I'm sure that you know. And you make like the expression, right? And I'm gonna say, you know what I mean. Ya sabes de lo que hablo. Ya sabes a qué me refiero. Okay? For example, right? You know what I mean? Y depende de la intonation, de la situación. Puede ser, you know what I mean. No te acuerdas, ya sabes de lo que hablo. O así como sentenciados. You know what I mean. Depende, right? It depends on the conversation, on the context. We can have different intentions with this expression, right? But the most common is that, you know what I mean. Quiere que le diga una oración, teacher. Oración. Y la que me dijo aquella vez. No. You know what I mean. Ya sabe de cuál hablo. Ok, una que fue bien chistosa, una que fue bien extraña. You know what I mean. Ya sabe de la que hablo, de lo que me refiero. Just to give you an example, right? So you see, this is a verb that has different uses, different meanings. Not just the most basic is mean, right? Significar. But in this case, we have other uses. This was a parenthesis because in this case, we have mean, okay, mean to. Infinitive only when we have another verb. Okay, those are the two groups, and then we are doing some other example, right? So let's go with the last two groups that I'm gonna add. Okay, I'm gonna add, so you can take, if you take notes or take a screenshot, at least you can start using and memorizing this. Okay, because there are some others, of course. Let me give you some examples of the other groups. We have the other that is gerund, or infinitive. Okay? Same meaning. Look. Do you remember what is that point of same meaning? What do I mean? ¿A qué me refiero? ¿Qué quiero decir? What do I mean when I say same meaning? Do you remember?
We use verb with ing or add to.
Okay, and what happened? No changes, right? No changes in the intention. We are saying exactly the same. Correct, sir. Thanks. So in that group, we have, for example, with same meaning, start. Okay. We can have love. Hate. Prefer. We can have begin. We can have continue. I like. So remember, feel like is gerund only. Okay. And in this case, like can be both. No porque lleva like son del mismo grupo, miren. You see? What else? Pretend. Can be pretend. Another. Well, that's it, I think. That I remember. Okay, start to work or start working. Love to work or love working. Hate to work. Hate working. Prefer to work. Prefer working. Begin to work. Begin working, etc. Right? So both are possible. You see the difference? Not just one. And this is a list, right? A short list that you can have to start using those verbs. Okay? And the last group, just for you to know. So in that way, you know that they exist. Poco a poco, los van a ir incorporando los demás, a reconocer, but you know, right, that they exist and how they work. Okay. So now, the last group, that will be gerund, infinitive, different meaning. You see here? Different meaning. Ah, o sea, ¿qué pasa, Mr. Fuentes? Si dice different meaning, ¿qué va a pasar? ¿Qué será, Mr. Fuentes? Don't you remember?
I don't remember.
You don't remember. It means que si yo le pongo ing al siguiente verbo o le pongo to, ahí sí no da lo mismo, sino que estoy cambiando. ¿Se acuerda el ejemplo que puse de stop? Si yo digo stop working, ok, o stop to work. ¿Qué era con ing? Stop. I stop. Por ejemplo, otro ejemplo. I stop to call you. And si yo digo I stop calling you. Well, in past. ¿Cuál será la diferencia ahí, chicos?
The action will be permanently or no.
Okay, which one? The first or the second? Will be permanent.
And the second with ing.
Correct. Correct. The second with ing will be permanent. Tal vez nos enojamos, hubo un problema familiar. Ok. Me prestó dinero y ya no le quiero pagar. So I stopped calling you. But I stopped to call you puede ser una interrupción, right? Algo temporal que también equivale a una interrupción. Temporal o algo interrupción o una interrupción. So in this case, I stopped to call you. Ok, paré algo para llamarte. O paré de llamarte, lo iba a hacer, pero después continuó la acción. Entonces puede ser dos cosas con stop. Permanent and temporal. Permanent is with ing, temporal is with to. Pero ambos, o temporal, el uso de temporal podría ser una interrupción. Cuando pongo to es que también puede significar una interrupción en una actividad. ¿Ok? Those are the two ideas. So it means that it's different. Si yo digo, I love to study English, I love to studying English. ¿Me va a cambiar que una es de aquí, la otra de allá? No. Estoy diciendo exactly the same. I love to study. I love studying. So that is the difference. Que aquí puedo usar los dos y no cambia nada. Pero en este otro grupo, that is in red, right? Ahí sí. ¿Cuáles otros grupos están acá? Para los que tengan cuidado. No les voy a poder explicar, lastimosamente, cada uno de ellos. ¿Ok? Esta clase es como de una semana. ¿Ok? So, but you can have an idea, those who regret. Okay, another can be remembered. Another
Drink,
can...
teacher.
Which one?
Drink?
No, drink, no. Remember, regret, remember. Try, yes. Try, puede ir con ing, con tú, pero cambia la intención. Forget, remember, forget. What's other? Go on. Those are some of the verbs that I remember in this moment that we use with a different meaning. Es decir, si usted le pone ing, ok, va a significar una cosa. Remember to, ok. Remember to pay or remember paying. Este que es un poquito más rápido y más familiar. Just to give you another example. If I say remember to pay the bill. Or if I say I remember paying. With ing. So what would be the difference? Well, in this case, if I said, I remember to pay the bill, I always, let me use a complement here. I always remember to pay the bill. Okay, I remember paying the bill. The bill, okay, or the electricity bill. En la primera, siempre recuerdo hacerlo. Recuerdo algo para que pase. O sea, algo que aún no ha pasado. Pero si yo digo remember paying, o sea que sí pasó y que yo recuerdo que pasó. No es que recuerdo para que algo suceda y que no se olvide. Okay? So, that is a big difference, right? Remember, if I said, remember Clara, or let's say Sharon said, remember to lock the door before she leaves. Remember to lock the door or before you leave. Okay? Sharon said, remember to lock the door before you leave. Or Sharon said, she remembers locking the door before she leaves. En una estoy usando y dijo, recuerda cerrar la puerta antes que salgas. O sea, está diciendo que recuerde algo ¿para qué? Para hacerlo. Algo que aún no ha pasado. Lock the door. Quiero que suceda. Remember to lock the door. Pero si dice, she remembers locking the door, significa que lo hizo y que se acuerda que lo hizo. Va tranquila porque sabe que la cerró, que pasó y que lo hizo. And that is, you see, another difference. So in that
Entonces,
case,
teacher,
yes, sir.
sería como en pasado.
No necessarily. It depends. Depende de lo que estemos diciendo. Depende. Pero aquí no importa el tiempo. If I said, she remembered, okay, locking the door, ahí tendría que decir locking the door, puedo decirlo en pasado. Recordó cerrar la puerta. ¿Pero qué significa? Que ella me lo estaba contando ayer, que se acordaba de que cerró la puerta. Ahora en presente, she remembers locking the door. Porque ahorita estamos viviendo esa situación. Digamos que ella es su hermana y su mamá le llama. No es que ella dice que ella recuerda haber cerrado. No hacemos la traducción tan literal. Ok, pero recuerda que hizo esa acción. Recuerda cerrar. Recuerda cerrar la puerta. En español
Okay.
sí, recuerda que cerró, pero en inglés no decimos así. She remembered closed. No, she remembers, or she remembers locked. She remembers locking, or she remembered locking. Recordó cerrar la puerta. O sea que fue en pasado, ¿verdad? Recordó que cerró la puerta. Pero en inglés no es necesario, solo el primer verbo de recordar le va a decir si es en pasado o en presente. En español, si necesitamos, como soy extraño, si digo, recordó cerrar la puerta. Sounds a little bit strange, right? But in Spanish, but not in English. Yo recordé ayer que esa acción sucedió, pero no necesito poner las dos en pasado, solo la primera, porque lo recordé ayer, no en este momento. Aunque generalmente se utiliza en presente. Generalmente. No es que sea regla, pero sí se usa es en presente. Recuerda, if I said, okay, Mr. Fuentes, please remember, o mejor dígamelo usted. Ok, si yo quiero dos cosas, Mr. Fuentes. Mr. Fuentes, recuerde hacer la tarea. Y sí, también quiero decir, Mr. Fuentes, recuerda hacer la tarea. Suena muy similar en español, pero en inglés eso es lo que, lo que tenemos que aplicar, la gran diferencia. ¿Cómo vendría siendo en inglés, en español? Mr. Fuentes, recuerda que ya entregó la tarea o recuerda que entregó la tarea. ¿Cómo sería la primera? Mr. Fuentes, recuerde entregar la tarea. Tell me that in English. Mr. Fuentes, remember? Please remember
Remember
to do, to send, or sending, doing.
doing
Okay.
the
No,
homework.
no. Because yo quiero que usted lo haga. Por favor, recuerde. algo que no ha pasado, que yo quiero que pase, no que ya pasó. Mr. Fuentes, por favor, recuerde enviar la tarea. Right? So in that case would be, Mr. Fuentes, please remember to send the last homework.
Porque no ha pasado.
Porque no ha pasado y yo quiero que pase.
Ok.
Ahora, si yo le digo a mi coordinadora, fíjese que no me aparece la tarea de Mr. Fuentes. Usted me reclama, ya mandé las notas y le faltó sus notas porque en la final le aparece 4 y yo mandé todo y usted me dice, teacher, yo mandé todas las tareas. Entonces, ¿estás seguro? Sí, yo me acuerdo que las mandé. So I'm going to say to the coordinator, there is a problem because I don't have Mr. Fuentes' homeworks, but he remembers sending all. Él se acuerda enviarlos todos. O sea, en español vendría siendo algo, él se acuerda que los envió. Right? But se acuerda enviarlos todos. No es exacto español-inglés en este caso, como muchas cosas. Pero esa es la intención. Cuando usted recuerda algo que sucedió, va con ing. Cuando usted recuerda algo en el sentido de que para que pase, va con to. Okay, so that is the difference. Mr. Fuentes, please remember to send the activity. Please. Don't forget it. To send.
Ok, teacher. More clear.
That is the difference. Of course, I don't know if anybody has another example, question, comment. No. Okay. Well. Okay, so nobody doubts, comments? No, I think that they are not able, right? Today. Okay, so let's see. That is the point. And forget is something similar. Es lo opuesto. Pero es la misma idea. Olvidar. I forget to tell you. O sea que es algo que no pasó. Que aún no pasó, pero en este caso, en el anterior de remember es que no había pasado aún, ¿verdad? Sino que quiere que pase. Ahora forget es similar, pero la opción opuesta. I forget to tell you. O sea, nunca lo hice porque se me olvidó. Pero si yo le digo, I forget telling you, significa que sí le dije, pero se me olvidó, pero sí pasó, sí lo dije.
Como olvidé decírtelo.
Olvidé que te lo dije. I forgot telling you. Pero I forgot to tell you, ahí sí sería olvidé decirte. I forget, okay, I forget, let's say, to pay the bill. I forget to pay the bill. O sea que me la cortaron porque se me olvidó. No pasó porque se me olvidó. Pero si yo digo, I forget paying the bills, y ya iba de nuevo al banco. Y cuando yo estoy ahí, no, mire, fíjese que perdí el recibo y no, pero me puede ayudar. Así como no buscan mi cuenta. No, pero aquí ya está cancelada. Ah, really? I forget paying it. ¿Ok? O sea, sí sucedió, pero a mí se me olvidó. Sí la pagué, pero a mí se me olvidó que lo hice. En cambio, en el forget to pay, nunca la pagué. Se me olvidó, pero se me olvidó de que no pasó. ¿Ok? And that's another example.
Okay.
Any question, guys? Anybody else?
It's a little confused.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's what I said, right? I don't have the time to explain all of them, but then you have an idea, right? And when you will get there, I don't know in what level, I think it's intermediate, I don't remember, you will see all those situations, I think. I'm not sure if it is part of the contents, but at least one part is part of some contents, I think in intermediate, you know, but it's just for you to have an idea. ¿Cuántos grupos existen cuando van dos verbos juntos? You see? Y este es el más complejo, sí, definitivamente. Cada pareja tiene una diferencia, no lo mismo, permanente o temporal, que si pasó o no pasó. No, cada verbo tiene su propio porqué. ¿Ok? Pero son poquitos.
Okay.
Creo que son estos nada más los que les he compartido hoy. Stop, regret, remember, try, forget, go on. ¿Cuál fue el otro? No son muchos en realidad. No son muchos. So that's the good news, right? No son muchos, entonces podemos manejarlos poco a poco. Con más ejemplos, claro, cuando doy esta clase explico esto y hacemos muchos ejemplos, se dicen unos a otros algo y el otro diferencia. Lamentablemente, pues ahorita los compañeros no han estado activos y no podemos hacer esa dinámica, ¿verdad? De que uno se diga al otro y que identifique, pero esto se hace con más práctica, ¿ok? Eso se hace con más práctica y con la práctica de intercambiar ideas. Uno le dice una idea, el otro distingue cuál es la intención. Hacemos ejercicios por escrito. Ok, muchas cosas que nos van ayudando al final. Créame, no es tan complicado. Sí es más complejo, pero no complicado ni difícil. Con todos esos ejercicios que le digo, al final se vuelve así, directa, interrumpida o permanente o temporal, así rapidito. Ah, ¿qué pasó? ¿Qué no pasó? Con todas esas actividades. ¿Ok? Pero de todos modos, aunque los compañeros no han podido estar activos esta clase, pero igual, ¿verdad? Ya tienen la idea. ¿Ok? Ya tienen la idea. Espero que al menos estén oyendo la mayoría. Ojalá que sí, porque les va a servir. ¿Ok? Y pues oyendo atentamente, ¿verdad? Para que les sirva de tener la idea de que, porque hay dos, aquí hay una diferencia y ustedes pueden observar a qué se refiere la idea y ahí vamos, pero ya tengo yo la base y la idea. ¿Ok? Así es que espero haberles podido aquí dar un plus para que vayan familiarizándose. ¿Ok? Y sí, cada uno tiene este es el más, Mr. Fuentes. Este es el más. ¿Ok? Pero no crea, no es difícil ni complicado. Cuando ojalá lo vean y puedan hacer ejercicios y más actividades, ¿verdad? Así de intercambio con sus compañeros, eso les va ayudando. Ahorita, do you promise not to tell? Prometes no decir. ¿Ok? No decir. So do you promise not to tell? No dice, no dices. So it's not present. So that's why we don't use don't tell. Cuando el verbo no está conjugado, está en infinitivo, pero lo quiero negativo, le pongo solo el not. Do you promise not and to, not to tell? ¿Ok? No don't o doesn't, porque no estoy en presente. Don't and doesn't es para presente cuando es conjugated. But in this case, that point is that the second verb is infinitive. So, do you promise not to tell? And the previous said not to worry, right? Just try not to worry. Solo intenta no preocupar. Preocupar. ¿Ok? No es no te preocupas. No preocuparte. So when we have an infinitive in negative, we use not. No, don't, because that is present. Be careful with that. Okay, so, okay, here we have promise not to tell. I can help. ¿Cuál era aquí? Do you remember? I can help.
Help too.
Okay, help, solito, individually, is to, mister. Pero aquí es otro nuevo, remember. Can't help.
Oh, yes.
Falling.
Only what? Did you say only? I think it was Miss Fuente, Miss Rodriguez? No. Okay.
It's falling.
Yeah, but your voice was not clear, Miss. You just said only. No, I didn't listen that you say falling. That's what I wanted you to repeat because you sounds like falling like this.
I don't
Okay,
know
so
what happened with my computer. I don't turn it on the camera, and now the sound. I don't know what happened.
maybe it needs to be updated. Maybe it happens sometimes when it's not updated. I don't know. Maybe just an idea. I don't know. Okay, so you said falling. That's correct. Okay, so but because I was not sure if you said only, right? That gerund only, infinitive only. So in this case, it's falling and is gerund only, Mr. Fuentes. Help is infinitive only. But in this case, we have past of keep, kept. ¿Y qué dijo acá? Kept playing. Because this is gerund only. No importa si está en pasado, en presente, en futuro. Siempre va a ser gerund only. Keep. Okay, so the next verb with ing. Keep playing. Okay, get, guys. In this case, get can be both. Pero aquí sí ya no me voy a detener. Pero este es del grupo, no lo puse, del grupo de both. Can be with different meaning. ¿Quiénes son los hermanos de get? Stop, remember, forget. Okay. So get can be to or can be ing. Pero va a tener una intención diferente. And wait. Do you remember wait? In what group was it?
Infinitive only.
Correct. Infinitive only. Infinitive only. Waiting to tame, right? Waiting to be, waiting to be. Okay, so you see, there we have don't mind is in this case, don't mind is a gerund only. Don't mind spending. I don't mind spending every day. Something like that, right? So I don't mind spending. Gerund only. No more possibilities. Want to, trying to possibilities, can, do, feel like. Do you remember this one? Feel like? Feel like doing or feel like to do?
Doing. Feel like doing.
Feel like
Gerunds
doing, correct.
only.
Gerund only, correct. So always, same possibility. I feel like doing anything. I don't feel like doing anything. Okay? And in this case, remember, I don't feel like doing anything. It would be, no tengo ganas de, no se me apetece, no tengo ganas de hacer nada. Pero ahí dice anything, teacher, no nothing. ¿Por qué, chicos? Why? Why it doesn't say nothing? Because that is English. Because remember that in English, we can use negative. Nothing is a negative word, and don't is a negative sentence. So I need to replace nothing by anything. So I don't feel like doing anything. Y si le quiero quitar el don't, puedo decir, I feel like doing nothing. I feel like doing nothing. For example, right? So I can use just one negative form. ¿Y cómo lo voy a traducir? ¿Tengo ganas de hacer nada? No, because in Spanish, we don't say that in that way. In Spanish, we say both negatives. No tengo ganas de hacer nada. So when we do the translation, we use in double negative, right? Even though here we don't have double negative. So when you have this, be careful, right? Because the translation won't be literal. Because it's different in English than in Spanish. So I don't feel like doing anything. No, nothing. Or I feel like doing nothing. Like the other song. I mean, like the other, let's say, let me see. It says, I have nothing. Okay, it's a song. I have nothing, nothing. So she doesn't say I don't have nothing. No, I have nothing. Tengo nada. Pero al traducirla vamos a ver que ahí le ponen los subtítulos. No tengo nada. I don't remember that lady. I don't remember. She was famous. Okay. So it starts. Ambos. Okay. No different, no, same meaning. Same meaning, no problem. And so on, right? Remember that I was discussing meant is the past of mean. So the last one. Mean was in what group? ¿Cómo le va a poner al siguiente? Mean, in this case, past, meant, hurrying, or too hard?
Too hard.
Too
Only.
hard.
Gerund only.
Infinitive, correct. Infinitive. Correct, excellent. I never meant to hurt you. Okay? Gerund only, correct. Gerund only. You make me confused, Mr. Fuentes. Infinitive only. Okay, infinitive only. Meant. And yeah, I was talking about the song, right? I never meant to hurt you. Nunca quise o tuve la intención de. Eso es lo que estaba explicando de este verbo que es bastante útil y versátil. Toma diferentes significados, let's say. Okay. Well, I don't know if you have any question in general. In general, right? Because time is almost over. So this is for you just to know. I think it's good. I like this topic. I think it's excellent. As I said, try to continue studying this topic. Try to keep in touch. Okay, keep in touch with this topic. Reading, listening. When you listen this verse, remember when you read this verse, keep it fresh. Remember, okay, because it makes you, let's say, look in a different level. In a different level, if your English level, right, improves when you manage. When you manage, guys, this verse, we have that, let's say, plus, ese más. ¿Ok? Bueno. Solo queda un ejercicio, no sé, para los que puedan hacerlo, porque ya no hay más tiempo para hacer más ejercicios sobre esto. Ok, so I'm gonna share. Y puede hacer hasta donde pueda, sí puede. Ok. Give me a second. No hay el tiempo, solo se me perdió. Ok, here.
Teacher,
Yes.
much time we have to do the homework and for?
In classroom.
Yes,
Yeah, and until the weekend, sir. Because I'm gonna send the grades on Monday. Okay. Podría decirle, I can say until Monday, pero el problema es que yo los mando ya en la tardecita. Entonces, si lo mandan ya en la noche, pues ya no entra. ¿Ok? Si lo mandan en la mañana o temprano en la tarde, todavía se puede el lunes. Pero si ya lo mandan hasta en la noche, esa nota bueno, ya se va. Al menos que ustedes hablen, mire, lo mandé, entonces yo tendría que hablar tal vez con la coordinadora y decirle que si se puede modificar las notas y todo eso. Se puede, ¿verdad? Pero
Sí.
hay que comunicarlo. ¿Ok? En
Ok,
caso ustedes tengan algo especial, pues comuníquense, ¿verdad? No que no sea una semana después porque vamos a estar en la fiesta de Navidad. Pero si no sé si algún problema realmente tienen y se les pasa el tiempo y están interesados, que sea durante esa semana, antes del viernes, pues yo puedo ver qué dice la coordinadora, aunque tenemos que dar vueltas, pero hay solución, ¿verdad? Por eso lo recomendable y realmente lo básico que dejamos es, digamos, hasta el lunes durante el día.
okay, teacher. Thanks.
Okay, but it's easy, Mr. Fuentes.
Yes,
It's
yes.
too easy. You can do it in 5 minutes.
Sí,
Don't-
lo que pasa es que yo intenté hacerla desde el teléfono, pero no sé por qué no pude editar esta vez el documento. Y las tareas anteriores sí las pude editar desde el teléfono, pero esta vez
Sí.
no sé por qué no pude. Entonces voy a intentar de la computadora,
¿Y cuántas
que me
unidades
cuesta
le faltan?
las dos,
Las dos.
las últimas dos. Sí,
Ok. Bueno, envíe por lo menos una más. Si todas van bien y usted envía una más, usted tiene definitivamente, acuérdense todos, si están oyendo, que la participación es un porcentaje, ¿verdad? Su asistencia, la participación, sus cámaras activas, algunos han tenido algún problemita, pues alguna vez se les considera, ¿verdad? Ya si fue permanente, pues aunque tengan todas las actividades 10, no se le puede poner 10, el 10, ¿verdad? No le va a aparecer porque se toma en cuenta, como les dije al principio, participación, asistencia, actividad, ¿verdad? En la clase, actividad en los breakout rooms, eso es una parte de la nota. Entonces, si le falta una, Mr. Fuentes, usted tiene definitivamente cubierto todo eso. Eso le puede ayudar, ¿ok?
ok,
Siempre, yo
ok,
creo que no faltó ningún día a clases, siempre activo y todo eso. Entonces, eso les ayuda a bastante, porque es una parte de la nota. Así es que si se le complica mucho, pues le puede compensar eso, ¿ok? No se preocupe
ok,
tanto, pero por lo menos una más envíe. Aunque si usted
yes,
quiere pasar
ah,
con 10, envíe las dos. Ok.
ah,
Bueno,
ok, sure,
that's it for today. Hope to see you maybe right Sunday next year.
next year,
Yeah, next year. Maybe, right? I hope so. A ver cómo va esto de INSAFORP. Pero
yes,
espero que tengan una excelente holidays, Christmas, New Year, everything. ¿Ok? Entonces no olviden mandar las actividades, digamos que hasta el lunes, digámoslo así, ¿verdad? No a la noche o 12 de la noche, pero hasta el lunes podríamos extender, decirles ahí que me esperen con las notas. Ya de ahí para allá sí
ok,
ya no va a depender de mí, pero tal vez se pueda arreglar. ¿Ok?
ok,
Ok. Thanks for your attendance. Gracias por su asistencia, chicos, y gracias por su participación, Mr. Fuentes, que si no hubiera sido un monólogo, una clase
thanks, teacher,
grabada. Y gracias a
was
los otros
pleasure,
por conectarse y por estar acá, ¿verdad? Haciendo el esfuerzo. Cuídense. Bye bye. Take care.
take care,
Take care,
and
bye.
happy New Year,
Bye.
good night.
Good night. ¿Verdad? Ya si fue permanente, pues aunque tengan todas las actividades 10, no se le puede poner 10, el 10, ¿verdad? No le va a aparecer, porque se toma en cuenta, como les dije al principio, participación, asistencia, actividad, ¿verdad? En la clase, actividad en los breakout rooms, eso es una parte de la nota. Entonces, si le falta una, Mr. Fuentes, usted tiene definitivamente cubierto todo eso. Eso le puede ayudar. ¿Ok?
Ok,
Siempre, yo
ok.
creo que no faltó